Welcome back to another episode of Coast to Coast Sports. I'm Harrison, that's John, that's Ryan behind the camera. And it's Super Bowl week.
Super Bowl.
Not a soup. Not a bowl.
No Campbell's.
No Campbell's chicken noodle. Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Some would say it's the last game of the year.
Some would say it's the last happy Sunday of the year.
And the last happy Sunday. Well, unless you're an Eagles fan, then it could be the sad Sunday.
Or unless you're
a Jets fan.
Or unless you're a golf fan. And
Waste management tournament. But that's spread out over a couple days. So you get out.
well, Sunday, if your favorite player's winning.
I'm just saying, it's spread out over a couple days. You can at least enjoy that a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and that's gonna be a dangerous weekend for all people in Scottsdale. Got the waste management, known rowdy.
Tournaments I want to go to.
I'm right there with you, sweet cheeks. Right, Masters overrated.
Yeah, fuck them.
All my homies.
All my homies. We live tour over here.
Nah, we are that blood money. We're team blood money tour.
I'm team Live Tour. I think I'm gonna follow the Live.
All I'm saying is, if Live Tour wants to sponsor this podcast, we will be totally out. We will be send the contract over. We'll have some discussions. I'll put a hat on.
You know, my dad played
love
Greg Norman a couple times, so
Got that in?
You're basically a part of the Live Tour.
That's basically it. If we have any women on this show, we will make sure their hair's covered.
Also gross.
And if we get sponsored, I will follow all.
We also make sure we cut off the hands so they can't vote in the next upcoming election.
There's a reason I wasn't here the last time the women were on the podcast.
That's what I'm saying. It's we will definitely make sure some things happen, but it is Super Bowl week, John.
It is.
I think we did. Ryan, are you familiar with Super Bowl? Do you know what the Super Bowl is?
Yeah, what is the Super Bowl?
I don't know if you can sum that up into me in a couple words.
It's where one of the most powerful teams in sports,
Mm-hmm.
the referees, decide who
Whomst.
wants to win a lot of money with Roger Goodell.
Gotcha.
Interesting point.
It's a good quote. It's an interesting.
It's an interesting point. It's well said, just like a true Bengals fan that you are.
Yes,
I know. I know you're a big Bengals fan, right?
Huge
Steelers guy.
Big Bengals fan.
Big Bengals guy.
But yeah, it's Super Bowl week.
It is Super Bowl.
It's gonna be a good week for the boys. We got a prop bet coming. Don't you worry about it. But
it's coming.
But before we do that, let's go ahead and give the outline. Let's do a little outline. We do a little outline.
Let's just give them.
We do a little outline on these parts. So we're gonna talk some Super Bowl, and in case you haven't known or are unaware, Super Bowl week. We're gonna do some NBA talk, a little standings update, a little All-Star talk, a little bit of other things happening around the league. Then we got our pick'ems, prop bet, 2-minute drill to wrap it up. Typical shit. You've been here, you've done that, you know what's going on. John?
Yes.
Got anything to say to people before we get started? Other than the Super Bowl week.
Yeah, Super Bowl week. This is the last week of the pickup.
It is.
This is the last week of the
we'll
pick'em.
address that when we get to the end on standings and shit, but it is definitely the last week of the pick'ems. It'll be interesting.
Now, we'll have a pickup next week, don't you worry. But this is the last week for this set of records. Next week is a clean slate. We're all 0-0. We're all 0-0.
We're 0-0.
So, shout out us.
Shout out us.
Also, next week might be a little anniversary.
Ooh, big anniversary. For who? We don't know yet.
Might be an
anniversary.
anniversary.
We may talk about it. We'll probably do a little talking. Don't you worry about it. We'll do a little talking.
Some people might be in suits next week.
Some people might be in suits. I can tell you this, though. Maybe us too. We'll talk about it, though. So, Ryan, you got anything to say to people before we get started?
Not gonna lie. If we do wear suits next week, I know I'm behind the camera. I don't know if I can fit in mine.
It's all right.
I'm gaining a little weight.
It's all about the appearance. We'll take it chest up.
Yeah. We can also just say you're in a suit.
Yeah, but they don't need to know that.
I don't need to know.
They don't need to know.
The only thing I gotta say, basketball team took a big L over the weekend.
We're talking about the SMM.
The SMM. The boys, we
TT.
officially lost our league title on Saturday.
Oh, this was playoffs?
It wasn't playoffs, it was league title.
Oh,
So,
Is
played
that a tie?
St. Paul.
okay.
They beat us the first time by the kid with the 6'2" kid and the other decent point guard.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
They beat us the first time by 6. They've been averaging 50 points a game.
Ooh.
First game, held them to 30. We lost 26-30. Second game, we lost to them again. So they're undefeated with only one game left to play. We have 2 losses, both to them. So we can't win our league anymore. They just won it.
Yeah.
And we held them to 29 points, and we lost 29-21.
That's rough.
Yes. So unfortunate for the boys. Tournament time's coming, though. We could still right the ship there.
Of course.
I will say, though, that was probably quite literally one of the worst refereeing performances I've ever been a part of.
Did you get a technical?
I was probably close, but, I tend to know how to tight walk.
Yeah.
Tightrope walk or tight
walk. Walk the line.
I know how to walk the line,
Walk the line, yeah.
pretty well. I did chirp a few good ones in there. I did slide those in. I did say it was a Saturday night, so I said to one of the officials that didn't call anything all game, and I thought was one of the worst referees I've ever had all season. I did say to him, I know it's a Saturday night, and I know we're gonna address it here, guys, when the NBA talk.
We got some breaking.
We're gonna talk about.
We got some breaking news.
We're gonna get the breaking news, and it's gonna be from you in about 2 minutes. All right. But I did say to the guy, it was a Saturday night game, and shout out St. Paul's band. They brought a band.
They got a band?
They played the national anthem before the game started.
Damn.
So shout the guys out in the band. But the referee, I did say to him, because it was a Saturday night game, I said, I understand I understand it's a Saturday night and we'd all rather be somewhere else, but can you at least do your job? That got him fired up. He gave me a good look down. But I almost want to say, I'm paying you money to be here. I'm doing this for free. Why don't you do your job?
That's true.
Almost did that far, but I said, push the boundary there a little too far. Let him go. Did it as he was jogging by, so he had to keep back up with the play. Didn't want to stop it, but
of course.
Yeah, no, I was so pissed off after that game. I thought the refereeing was awful, and it's not like we had 36 fouls called against us, and they had 2 called against them. I felt poor the entire game.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my takeaway. That's my update on my team. We're 8-2. No, 7-2. 7-2. Chance to be 8-2 end the season. Hopefully go into tournament time. Maybe pull something around. We'll see.
Yeah. You know what Urban says? The best thing about being 7-2 is chance to go 8-2. That's what he always says.
So we'll see how it goes. Morale was low, but good comeback. Tournament's where it really matters, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you lose to Michigan the final week of the year and you still win the national championship, I think you're happy. If you lose to Ohio State and you still win the national championship of the year, I think
Shut the fuck up.
That's a real statement. I wasn't even trying to make a jab or anything. If I'm Alabama and I lose to Georgia in the SEC championship, but I win the national championship, I'm happy with that. I'd rather win I'm pro rather win everything, win the whole shebang, than just win this league.
Okay, but never mind. Let's move.
I don't know. I'm just saying. That's just me.
This is a different argument I don't want to get into. But losing to Michigan matters.
I'm not saying it doesn't matter.
You kind of did. You kind of did.
I'd rather win a national championship than beat my rival. If the Astros, let's say the rivals, the Yankees, because it has been
baseball's different.
I'm just saying in general. Honestly, the Yankees and the Astros for some reason have some rivalry, and I don't understand it personally because we have zero history with them. Like the Yankees and Red Sox, real rivalry. Astros and Yankees, people just hate all Yankees people hate the Astros, all Astros people hate the Yankees, but everybody hates it. I could lose every game to the Yankees in the regular season as long as we win the World Series. I could give a fuck. Same thing with college basketball. If I was Duke and UNC, I could lose every game to Duke in the regular season as long as we won the national championship. I give a fuck. That's me personally.
College football is the only sport that would be different, though.
Well, yeah, you only play each other once.
Yeah, I mean college football is the only sport where losing to your rival actually matters. I'd argue in professional sports rivalries don't really exist.
Yeah, no, it's more player driven. You just hate players, or you have a rivalry between a player, not necessarily a team.
If the Browns won the Super Bowl but they were 0-2 against the Steelers, I'd be coming in my pants.
Yeah,
that doesn't even matter. Cool, we lose to the Steelers. Okay, we do that every year.
Yeah, no, I think, for me personally, even if it is for college football, I'm not sure who Nebraska's.
They've had a few, historically, they're kind of more Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, right?
Oklahoma, Colorado back in the day, a little bit Missouri, but the Big Ten's kind of forced Iowa onto them.
If I was a Texas fan, Red River rivalry,
yeah,
and I lost to Oklahoma, I would be okay with that if I won the national championship. If I was a Michigan fan and I lost to Ohio State and we won the national championship, I'd be okay with that as well. But that's just me. That's just me. I'm not saying they don't matter. I would just rather win the whole thing that says I'm the best team in college football instead of you beat me one week. But nevertheless, let's get into the show. Super Bowl week. We've made it. It's been the final. It's been a rough 17 weeks for the NFL boys.
Has it?
It's been rough. You've had some injuries. You've had some upsets. You've had some big wins, some big losses. You've had some teams underperform. You've had teams overperform, play above their ceiling. And now we have reached the apex of the number one seed in the AFC versus the number one seed in the NFC. Some would say the two best teams in football.
Yeah, I mean, I had a prop bet on Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl, like I said on the last pick'em. And I won me $162.
Hey, John's happy about it. I'm happy for him, damn it.
So, fuck the Bengals.
Let's do it. So, Super Bowl preview. John,
yes.
What do you think? We'll do some keys, and some non-keys.
Keys and non-keys.
Non-keys, non-keys. Biggest key for the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl.
The Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, I think.
We're going to do each team. So don't get all fired up on me.
Sorry,
I know you're pro Eagles.
I was looking at Ryan. The key for the Chiefs, I think, will be the play of their offensive line. If they can really hold off this front of the Eagles, I think, give Patrick Mahomes some time.
Yep.
Let him cook,
Some would say let him cook.
Let him cook. I think Juju and all of them will get going.
Need Juju to get going.
Isaiah will get going.
Need Juju to get going.
Need Juju, Kelsey, all the players for the Chiefs, it'll all come down to the offensive line of the Chiefs.
Yeah,
I think.
No, I completely agree. My biggest key, I think, for the Chiefs to winning the Super Bowl is going to be, and I know it's going to sound kind of stupid, but it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. I think the offensive line is a huge factor in that, and I would say even maybe Travis Kelsey might be a big factor, but he needs to be able to play not like he was hobbling around on 1-4. I think this Eagles defense is better than the Bengals defense, and I think the Bengals caused the Chiefs some major fits. So I think Patrick Mahomes' mobility will be the key here. If he can escape the pocket, throw on the run, use his legs, really stretch the game and expand it, because I think that you're going to be able to, if you're the Eagles defense, you're going to be able to load the box there a little bit on some third downs, because Patrick Mahomes isn't going to run, or that he can't run really. Mm-hmm. So I think that's going to be the big thing, is just how well can he play if he's still hobbled or not. Haven't really had a whole lot of light shine on that, but I think that's going to be a huge benefactor as well. Biggest key, Eagles.
Biggest key, Eagles. Now, I want to stay away from the defensive line and be that guy that just says the two things. I'm going to go with the wide receiver play of the Eagles. I think if they can exploit the Chiefs secondary, which has kind of been suspect, I think if the Eagles can, AJ Brown and the boys get going.
Need AJ Brown to get going.
Yeah, Devontae Smith. I think the Eagles will win handily. And I think this might happen. I think the Chiefs secondary is just garbage, and I think the Eagles can exploit it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for the Eagles to be successful is their defensive unit, not defensive backs, not safeties, not corners, not linebackers. The unit as a whole. Pun intended. The defense of the Eagles has been flying.
Pun intended.
They are flying. Very good. I think the Eagles are the hottest team in the NFL right now. Playing the most complete ball. Beat the shit out of the Giants.
Beat the shit out of them.
Handled the 49ers.
Beat the shit out of them.
Beat the shit out of them. And then beat Cowboys?
No, they beat the...
No, it was the Giants, and then they beat the Niners, and now they're in the Super Bowl.
Because they had a bye. Yeah.
Sorry, that fucked me up there for a second. And I could see them, honestly, I think you kind of headed towards, I could see Eagles blowout here. I'm thinking maybe 35-14, 35-28, where it's not 35, 42-28, something like that, big scoring game from the Eagles here. But I think the defense is what's going to be it, because I think the Browns caused enough fits for the 49ers Chiefs to be uncomfortable there, and I think the Eagles have a much, much better defense. So I think that bodes well for Eagles fan and Eagles fandom. And back to the Chiefs. What do you think is going to be the reason that this team loses? Like, what's the breaking point? Like, if something doesn't click or something, it's kind of like the reverse key of it. Like, what's going to be the reason the Chiefs lose?
If Patrick Mahomes is not 100%, if he's not 100%, the Chiefs lose right away. This is Eagles today, Eagles tomorrow, Eagles forever. I think it just comes down to how healthy he is, how mobile he can be. Is he 100%? Can he only do a couple things in the run game? Because, his feet does open up the pass game, and it'll be how his ankle's doing.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel kind of stupid saying the same thing, especially because I said Patrick Mahomes is the key to winning, and he would be the key to the loss. But I do think it'd be, I think the biggest key for the Chiefs here is for their losing would be the stars not shining.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce not having himself a decent game, Patrick Mahomes not playing well, and then having the D ends basically for the Chiefs that were all over Burrow not showing up and not playing to the capabilities are. And I'm not even saying completely take over the game. I'm just saying play fundamental sound football, being all reliable. Travis Kelce is a 1999 Honda Civic. That car is going to start every single time. How many miles on or not. Preferably the gray painted one as well.
I like the gray painted one.
As you should. Cloth seats.
Yeah, cloth seats.
Game changer.
Has to be.
Same thing with Frank Clark.
Yeah.
That dude just needs to disrupt Jalen Hurts in any way possible and make sure that you're containing him and not letting Jalen Hurts get free on the run game, exploiting the game with his legs as well. I think that's going to be the biggest. If the Chiefs lose, I think those are going to be the three things you're going to look back on. Is Patrick Mahomes not being able to play 100%, obviously, but Travis Kelce not being involved enough, and Frank Clark not getting in there and disrupting the plays.
I agree.
Flip it, Eagles. Why do the Eagles lose?
I'm actually not going to go with a player here. I'm going with Nick Sirianni. I think the head coach of the Eagles, I know.
Colts legend,
and Mount Union legend. Mount Union grad.
Oh, go Purple Raiders.
Purple Raiders. I think Nick Sirianni, I can see himself getting in his own head in this game. I think the Eagles are the better team than the Chiefs. But I know Andy Reid will be on his A game. He's coaching his former team. He's going to want to beat his former team in the Super Bowl, obviously. Nick Sirianni, he's kind of new to the game. I think, he can get in his own head, maybe rely too much on the run when, he probably should be passing more, stuff like that. I can see him getting in his own head, and I think Nick Sirianni could be an Achilles heel for the Eagles in a scenario.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat, not necessarily the one player or person. Not one player, not one person, but I'm going to say the lack of experience.
Yeah.
I think Kelsey's going to play fine. He's been there, done that.
Wait, which one?
Jason.
Okay.
We're talking about the Eagles.
Yeah, well, I know.
He's been there, done that. I think he's prepared for it. All the Eagles vets that are still there, I think it's going to be but first-time head coach this year, right? No, last year. I think last year was his first year.
I think last year was his first year, yeah.
But first time,
but still
first time in the biggest game of his career, Absolutely. Biggest game of his life.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, biggest game of his career, biggest game of his life. AJ Brown hasn't had success like he's had this year that he's had in years past in Tennessee with the Titans and such.
Yeah.
I think in Devontae Smith, obviously, rookie, not rookie, young guy. Definitely still, it's going to be the thing is, are these guys that are young or inexperienced in these type of atmospheres, these type of games, this type of magnitude, are they going to be able to play to the level that they need to? Because A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith did not have a good game against the Niners, but they didn't need to.
Nope.
Eagles ran the ball, defense balled out. Jalen Hurts had more rushing yards than even running backs and stuff that the Eagles had. So it's just going to be one of those things where you don't necessarily need everybody to ball out. I don't need A.J. Brown to give me 115 receiving yards, Devontae to give me 80 plus, Jalen Hurts 80 rushing yards, all those things. I don't need those. Just need these guys to play good, sound football. And I think that, the inexperience of having these guys in these big moments could be an Achilles heel, because I would say that the Chiefs have all the experience, have the more experienced coach, more experienced quarterback, more experienced tight end, weapons maybe, you could argue, as well. And definitely the more experienced, I would say, just overall as a unit. From top to bottom, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, those guys, everybody that's in the locker room, everyone that's been around, has been around part of this winning almost dynasty these past couple years. So I think that's going to be the biggest Achilles heel of the Eagles is that inexperience and that lack of more than anything. But
so that's a good one.
I think that's kind of a broad way to look at it. But either way, that's something to look out for. That's something to look out for the boys.
For the boys.
Secondly, another important thing. How excited are you to watch Rihanna? Are you not Team Rihanna? You fucking suck. Ryan, are you Team Rihanna?
Fuck yeah.
Team Rihanna is in my top 5. I love that woman.
I just hate women, so.
Nah, hey, yo, hey, yo, this guy. Who brought this
Who
guy?
let this guy cook?
Who let this guy in here?
Who let me cook?
The bigger thing, the last bit of Super Bowl talk that we'll do before we move on to the next part. Do we think high scoring, low scoring, affair?
I think high scoring.
Think high scoring?
I think high scoring.
I think high scoring as well. I think it's definitely going to be the game of the quarterbacks. Look for Jalen Hurts to ball out, be active on the ground, slang the ball around.
You know what? No. I'm saying low scoring. I'm saying low scoring.
Why are you going back?
Because everybody thinks it's going to be high scoring, so I'm going low scoring. Like even myself, like I thought it was going to be high scoring.
You're flipping the script,
and I'm like now knowing like I shouldn't trust my instinct.
I respect that.
So I'm going under.
You're going under on the 50.5.
Yeah.
I think the 15 over 50 points is definitely kind of a safe bet there. I think these guys are going to be slinging the thing, and they're going to be balling. Sure.
And that's why I think it's going to be under.
I don't
Because
hate
everyone thinks that.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that response. Heads or tails?
Tails. It never fails.
I'm going heads. I'm team heads on that.
Okay.
Over under 2 minutes national anthem.
Under.
I'm going over.
Okay. I think we've lost some American pride here.
I think we have lost some American pride here, so I'm going over. I think we're gonna hit that land of like the somebody's gonna go like trying to extend it.
I also don't know if it's a choir or a single person. Like who is it?
Yeah,
that kind of
matters.
matters.
I don't either. It does matter, but I'm still taking the over.
I'll take
over under.
That's why I'm taking 2 minutes because I feel like that's pretty good.
Over under 4 good Super Bowl.
Over.
Yeah, over. I haven't watched the last few Super Bowls. I've actually had to work. This is the first Super Bowl I'll have off in like about 2 or like 3 or 4 years.
This is the
So
first.
I'm excited.
This will be the first Super Bowl I've got to watch without taking like severe notes on it. Because the past 3 Super Bowls I've been like in marketing classes, and I had to like watch the commercials and like I went and sat down and game was on. I was like, okay, I can relax, like if I can dig around on my phone.
Oh yeah.
Commercials are on. I'm like notepad, like getting ready to just grind them out.
See, I would record the game and do that later.
Well, when you're in college, you don't really have the record option, feature.
Yeah. I mean, you could find them on YouTube the day.
You for sure could find them on YouTube,
Yeah.
but that's a lot less. And don't get me wrong, I went back on them. I just wrote the ones that I liked down. Like, okay, Rocket Mortgage, Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, I would do that.
That was a good one. Or like Pepsi, or Bud Light, all the famous people coming back. Thought that was a good one. And then I'd go back and rewatch it.
When was it due? Was it due Monday?
It was due the Wednesday.
Oh,
because you get to watch them on Sunday. They're not. It would be like a paper you had to write, so you can't just crank that out the same night. That'd be kind of fucked up. Teacher could do it for sure, but
For sure.
fall on that. And then second, last and final question before we move on. Should the Monday after the Super Bowl be national holiday?
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely. Ryan thinks so too. I'm gonna say no. I don't think it should be a national holiday. I think it should be organizational based. Not organizational, fan based. If your team is in said, and it shouldn't be the Super Bowl, it should be all major sport events. Your team is in said major sport event, you should get that day off. If they went like baseball, I was in training during the World Series, so I'm sitting here grinding, staying up till 1 a.m. watching these final pitches, then waking up at 6 so I could be in training on time. Astros are in the World Series. I want those days off. I want that next day off. Colts make the Super Bowl again. I want that next day off. I'm not a fan of either of these teams. I'm rooting for the Eagles because I got friends that, but I don't need the next day off. I'm not partying hard. I'm not watching it. I'm not going super crazy in the paint where I'm like, man, I need to see every play, every action, be emotionally invested. And if they win, I'm not celebrating. I'm going to bed. But if the Colts are in it, I want that day off.
See, if we consider Flag Day a holiday, the day after the Super Bowl is a holiday.
Which arguably celebrates the flag more than anybody.
Yeah.
You could argue it.
Yeah.
You could argue it.
Yeah. So I think the day after the Super Bowl should be a holiday. I think the college football national championship game should be played on a Saturday.
I think it should be played before the New Year. Also, the first 2 games.
I don't care that it's after the New Year. I care that it's on a Monday, and then I have to go to work on a Tuesday.
Yeah, no, I think
Actually, no, I agree with Harrison. I think it should be played before. Because, like, I hate the fact that, like, Ohio State, when they won a national championship, the whole season was the 2014 season.
Yeah.
But they're the 2015 national championship.
Yeah, but most people most people talking ball. Like, I talk ball with the college football
you talk
community.
ball. We do a little.
And
we do a little
most
ball
people
talk.
just say 2014. Like, yeah.
But
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
I didn't drive my car.
Yeah.
My car says 2015 national championship.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It goes both ways.
I just think it sucks because it could be fixed. It's super easy to fix.
Yeah, I mean,
Not anymore since we're going to 8 and 12. No, not 8, 12. It definitely can't be. Unless you pretty much just removed
the month break.
the 3.
I mean, it's a month break. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you definitely could fix it, but nevertheless.
It needs Christmas home.
Man, no, fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids,
fuck
bro.
them kids. But other than that, we'll obviously digest it. We'll go it overall. And last but not least, do we think any of the players stay to watch halftime show? Do we have an Evan McPherson, flip the script? Like, how he stayed and watched Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Close game or not?
I'm gonna say no. I believe these are 2 well-coached teams and not a fake team like the Bengals.
With their fake fans. Fucking fake fans.
They are. So I think these are 2 well-coached teams. These are 2 teams that actually care to win and want to win and care to win. So yeah.
Fair enough. Touche.
So the answer.
So the answer is no.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I also agree. I think we're gonna have some teams. I think that Evan kind of ruined it for everybody else. I think that it's gonna be definitely.
Also, all Bengals players are bitches. All Bengals fans are bitches, and Evan McPherson is a bitch. So
known fact.
yeah,
And
known bitch.
the last thing I will say before we move on.
This is your third last thing, by the way.
No, that was the last question of the game. This is the last thing. It's different.
Okay.
2017.
Yes, go Birds.
Astros won the World Series.
Yes,
No. Golden State won the NBA Finals.
they did.
Astros won the World Series.
They did.
Dirty Birds of Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Who won the Stanley Cup?
Flash
That
forward.
matters.
2022.
think it was-
Obviously, they wouldn't have included in the draft unless it happened.
I think it was the
You can't. They
I
can't have a Stanley Cup champ.
I guess you're
because
right.
it's not during the season. I guess.
Yeah, 2017 was the what's their face? It was the Capitals over the oh no, this is 2017-18. So it'd be
Regardless, fast forward to now.
it was the Pittsburgh Penguins. I knew that.
Fast forward to now.
Yes.
Warriors won the NBA championship. Astros won the World Series.
They have. Yeah.
Do the Birds repeat as Super Bowl champs? We'll say, does history repeat itself?
100%.
Are we in the Matrix?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe not.
What is the Matrix? I've never seen like the
It's not that good.
I
of
just-
a movie.
I
It's
just-
really not. Don't look at me. Don't look at Ryan. Look at me. It's not that good of a movie.
I just hear people say that all the time.
And listen, I'm
and
telling
I
you right now,
understand
it's
the
not
reference,
a
but
good
like
movie.
I don't understand the reference.
It's not that good of a movie. I'll tell you that right now. Go ahead, throw some shit.
Caught it. You're out,
Oh.
bitch.
No headshots. Let's move on. Before we do, John,
Yes.
I believe I'm kind of hungry.
I'm starving.
I'm starving, and you know what? What better place to get food than your friends at Pita Billy's?
Peter Billy's.
Pita Billy's, they bring the heat. They have a new spicy Bella sauce. It's a homemade sauce, just like the Bella sauce, but now it's spicy, and it is good on everything. I'm talking feta fries. Bang. It's good on your just Euro pita. Bang. Chicken pita. Bang. Falafel pita. Bang. Rice bowl with any meat on it. Bang. Good on all of them. The spicy Bella sauce is where it's at. John, I know you're a buffalo chicken guy. I know it. Blue cheese crumble.
Yeah.
Maybe a little banana pepper.
Yeah.
A little bit of lettuce or no?
Yeah, we're
A little bit of
guys.
mozzie cheese also, or just blue cheese?
We're cheese guys.
We're cheese guys. The spicy Bella sauce, I don't know how well it's going to go with it, but it's going to bang. I know that.
Not only is it a bang for your taste buds, but it's a
It's
bang,
a bang for your buck.
It's a bang for your buck.
It's a bang for your buck. They also do catering. They've got food trucks. They've got the brick and mortar store in Old Hilliard, Ohio, just inside those Crooked Can facilities, just inside those doors. You just walk inside those doors and you say, please point me to the pita place. And they're going to boom, right down there. And they're going to point you to the Pita Abilities. So make sure you go check out our friends at Pita Abilities in Old Hilliard, Ohio, Crooked Can. And they do catering.
They do
Feel free to call them up. Say, hey, I have a Super Bowl watch party. Need some pitas. They have a pita pack.
They will give
They
you.
have a pita pack. They're running a Super Bowl promotion pita pack. Check them out.
They will give you pitas in the shape of the Eagles logo.
I don't know about that.
That is true.
But they may, if you squint, they might be able to get it for you. You good?
No. 1 second.
This guy, is he on the camera? Is he on camera? Yeah, you good?
No.
You figured it out? All right, either way. John's left the promo. But that doesn't matter. He had to figure it out. But check out our friends at Pete Abilities. Let's get into the next part of our segment.